All right, howdy, welcome back. So I still haven't done a full walk through the truck yet. Honestly, because the first thing I wanted to get kind of taken care of on it was some of the surface rust on the frame and whatnot. This truck still has one large issue, or let's call it a secret or whatnot, that I'll get to eventually. I'm just not ready to show it yet. It's going to be a long-term thing I'm going to have to fight, but until then, right now I'm going to start off with the surface rust. And I'm going to walk through real quick how I deal with it. What I've done so far is used a lot of common household tools. I don't have a full rust kit set, but I love this Eastwood rust converter and encapsulator. I think it does a really good job. I used it on the Land Cruiser. The frame turned out great and it's held up pretty well. But I want to go ahead and treat this frame because it is the middle of winter to take care as much as the surface rust as I can. So I've already sanded off as much of the factory coating and the kind of the chunks that I could find. I'm going to do this side first and then move my way back around. So this is kind of like the before and after. I just gave it a good quick sanding. I'm going to hit it with the encapsulator first and some of those little surface rust on the body as well. Hit it real good and then go back over it after it dries and hit it with a coating. And then again, this is just a temporary fix, but for now, it's better than fluid film. So I'm gonna start there. All right, so I went ahead and, man, it's getting dark out here a lot quicker than it. I realized the first coat of rust, oh wait, no, not this one. Rust converter, did the first coat of rust converter on everything. Sprayed down the whole left side, driver's side of the frame. All the frame rails. It dries in a blackish, kind of crusty white. So I hit all those spots in the front as well. It'll blur out a little bit. And then up under the bumper, people don't clean under these big brush bumpers, kind of like my ARB. So it's really important you kind of coat all up in there for the time being until you can get a better coat on there. But again, this is a great semi-temporary fix to just kind of get you through winter, which is usually the only time I find myself doing frame treatment stuff. So, again, a good place to start. There is more rust on this truck. Like I said, there's a little bit in the rear panel and everything like that, but overall not terrible. So yeah, I'll check back tomorrow, put the black coating on it to kind of encapsulate everything and keep at it. I think I mentioned, all right, so this stuff is great. You want to prep the surface very well first. Sand it all off, wipe it down with degreaser, and then let it dry, obviously. Make sure there's no rough surfaces, and then put a couple coats of the encapsulate or the converter on first, and then the encapsulator. There's a third coat, but I don't really use. It's kind of like almost a bed liner type of feel, which I don't really like so much. So I stick with this, and it's worked so far. All right, so it's the next day. Let the initial rust preventer dry. So now it's time to put the encapsulator on. I already sprayed a half coat on this side, and I'm gonna put it on pretty thick. You can see that's what it looked like before. And then, yeah, just gonna kind of coat as much as possible. It's still cold out here, not the best environment for applying this right now, but I figured I'd get one coat on before it starts raining the rest of this weekend, just to get a little bit head start on it, and we'll see how it turns out. Obviously this is not a controlled environment. This is not going to be the only rust treatment on here. Again, this isn't just spray paint, I'm doing this just for, a temporary kind of, rust treatment while it's still wintertime and there's still risk of, kind of salt in the roads and whatnot. Oof, man, that stuff is strong. So yeah, I mean, again, it's looking a little bit better. It's gonna need a couple coats, and probably definitely some more sanding as time goes on, but just trying to baseline things. All right, so I've let it sit and dry for about a day. Obviously it's not perfect, but that's the quick, quick down and dirty way to quickly treat minor surface rust. You know, if you're in cold environment, you really can't get a full sand and scrub on everything. You just want to prevent it and put a Band-Aid on it so you can spend a little more time on it. The Eastwood products work great. I'll show you what the other side looks like, the one I have not treated yet, to kind of show you a difference. Again, it's just surface rust. It's not that bad, but if you want to kind of avoid any more salt exposure for the winter, or you're just kind of paranoid and a little bit anal about your vehicle's frames looking good, the Eastwood stuff works great. And yeah, again, I'm gonna do this a little better once it gets warmer out. It's not bad today, but I'm also pretty much completely out of the treatment. So once I get stocked back up, I'm gonna go ahead and treat the whole thing and make it a little bit prettier. But until then, that'll do the job for now. So yeah, that's really all I got for now. If you want to see more on this truck, it's going to be a long-term project, so stick around. Feel free to subscribe, and I'll be posting a lot more videos on it as time goes on. Thanks.